Elon Musk just revealed his secrets to reducing waste, and you can apply these same principles to your business or organization today. This advice comes from the man who drastically reduced the cost of spaceflight, revolutionized automobile manufacturing, and eliminated 80% of the workforce of Twitter without compromising its operational integrity. Although the process is simple, execution requires discipline. The order in which these steps are performed is extremely important. Elon himself admits to having completed these steps out of sequence more times than he cares to remember. If one of the most influential and successful businessmen of our time has completed them out of order, it's likely you are too. Here's what Elon recently shared when he appeared on the Lex Fridman podcast. Number 1, question the process. While this should be the easiest in the sequence to complete, which is simply just asking a question, it's oddly enough one of the most difficult for an organization to complete. For those who are involved with the creation of a tool or a process, they will undoubtedly make justifications for why that process is necessary. It's critical to remove emotional ties and not use cost, time spent, or age as justification for their existence. This is where working with an objective third party, such as a trusted business advisor, can be immensely beneficial. For processes subject to review, Elon will often perform the task himself so he understands it and can demonstrate why it is inefficient. This is a brilliant display of leadership because it portrays that no task is beneath anyone in your organization, and it backs your recommendation with authority, as now you have hands-on experience with the process that you want to change. Number 2, delete the process. This is the most critical step, and one that many project teams would never consider. But you must ask yourself, can this be deleted entirely? The memories of many experienced project teams are scarred from being reprimanded for deleting processes which had to subsequently be put back into place. They falsely assume that the rework was inefficient and thus should be avoided at all costs, which is a gross overcorrection. Think of it like this. If you can identify process steps which can be deleted, then you've proven that the process does contain inefficiencies. If you aren't forced to put things back into your process, then you were too conservative in your deletion efforts. How else will you know if you've deleted enough? Project participants and executives are likely to be adverse to the idea that you will be deleting something that you know will have to be put back into place. This is where communication from an effective project manager is critical in setting the expectation that this is a desired outcome. How much should you delete? Well, Elon's benchmark at all of his companies is that if at least 10% of a process doesn't have to be added back in after the fact, then you didn't delete enough. Number 3, optimize the process. Elon Musk has worked with some of the most talented engineers in the world, and he points out that the most common mistake of smart engineers is optimizing or automating a process that shouldn't exist in the first place. Sometimes, it's best to omit certain members from your team from the first 2 steps of this process, as their biased objections may stymie the efficiency gains from questioning and deleting processes. If you still have a process left after you've questioned it and deleted components that shouldn't be there, now you can let your engineering team apply their skills to optimizing what is left. What is your experience with people objecting to changing a process that they were involved with creating? Have you found success with including or excluding these individuals from these discussions? Please leave a comment down below with your feedback so we can all learn. Number 4, accelerate the process. Any given thing can be sped up, says the man who designed a Tesla vehicle that can go from 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. And he's right. After you've optimized it to the best of your ability, what changes can you apply that'll make this necessary process work even faster? Let's imagine the leadership team has a strategic initiative to speed up processing times from T+2 to T+1. The engineering team has gone through and optimized code to the best of their ability, and the project team has completed all prior steps. Now would be the proper time to consider a hardware upgrade if that will achieve the goal of improving processing times. Product managers will be armed with the ammunition that they desperately need to make a compelling argument for this investment, thanks to the methodical and data-driven steps taken thus far. Not all accelerant solutions are going to be this simple. This is why it's critical to have a project leader who fosters an environment that encourages project members to think creatively. How easily would it have been for a member of the SpaceX team to say that it's simply impossible to catch a descending rocket with an oversized pair of chopsticks? Instead, the company fostered an environment that encouraged people to find answers to how and not if, and you can too. Number 5, automate the process. The final step in this efficiency algorithm is to identify where manual interventions are taking place and seek to automate them wherever possible. Those responsible for a particular task are naturally going to be reluctant to admitting that their task can be performed without them. However, many project teams already have more work than they can handle, and they're managing a never-ending backlog. Rather than always assuming that automation results in termination, teams should be encouraged to find areas of potential automation so their skills can be applied to more productive tasks. When your team feels secure, you'll be amazed at how much waste they are willing to point out. If your team is concerned with the perceived wasted effort of having to add back in up to 10% of a deleted process, ask them how much more inefficient it would be to automate, speed up, and optimize a process before ultimately deciding to delete it anyway. And we see this happen all the time. Are you interested in learning how to apply these principles to your business or organization? Check out the comment or description section in this video for instructions on how to schedule a complimentary consultation with one of our business advisors today. Do you want to become even more efficient? Make sure that you watch this video next on communication that is guaranteed to save time for everyone in your organization.